It's just you and me today. Just you and me. Or are there millions in your consciousness now who create like this? Who create coming? Who create the Creator? The Creator who is in your mind, who is not separate from your mind, that your mind is no longer thinking it's separate, creating a spirit. Law of gravity, gravitational forces, waves. Your mind is great, or is it your consciousness? Or is your consciousness your spirit? Spiritual element, spiritual being, spiritual force. What force are you curious about? No more, or will you be a force field no more for other? What neurons are you no more turning in yours, the ghost of, or are you changing everything that you will see and understand this day? The procreation of a living soul, not again, but a spirit, a spiritual element, a consciousness of creation, of the Creator, of the Creator creating creation, or now understanding the creation creates the Creator. Again, the cycle of one, where one is not two, but one again. Will you no longer be limited to this world? Will you no longer be limited, constricted by magnetic waves, gravitational waves, ions from the sun? Will you give up your belief theory in heaven and hell, God and Satan? See, I suggest to you, you'll never grow up unless you relinquish the God story, the devil story, the creation story that was given to us by religion. How many years ago? So much that formed, that's repeated now. The Nicene Creed, what year was that, folks? Don't you know? You should. Or do you know how your Bible came into existence? And what a log-rolling political quagmire that was supposed to settle. Unify an empire, solidify a ruler's rule. What about the books that didn't make it in the code? The codification, the canon. And why? The Book of Enoch, Mary, Thomas. Or is there more to the story now that we have lived a little while? Have we grown up? Have we learned anything? Have we matured? Have we become accustomed to the classroom that demands your attention? No more? Or will you come out of the way that mankind has learned, line by line, precept by precept? Are you willing to come into another convention, not again, or will you change your words? Will you learn to light your words? Are you willing to have words that light you? You are the light of the world. Well, you see, we're coming out of this paradigm. We're coming out of this paradigm of powerlessness that gives us a creator that created us. And the idea that there's a great monster out there. That monster's out to get us. Beware of false teachers. They might reach out and grab you. And you'll be subject to their force, their teaching, their words, their mind. What are you conscious of? What are you afraid of? Will you grow up? Will you quit wearing diapers? When you're 40, 50? Will you grow up? Will you see a new paradigm of prayer where it's not petition and praise to another God? Will you see the love of one? Will you love me? In your mirror. Will you love me on the battlefield and lay down your guns? Are you willing to connect with people of other races that look nothing like you, smell nothing like you, do funny things, funny ways? Maybe they don't sit at table like you. They don't use a knife and fork like you do. They speak funny. They talk funny. Will you love them? Will you quit shunning each other and being so selective in your ignorance? Will you have a reason to live now like you've never had before? Are you willing to come into the great commandment? Not again, but to be who you are. And love. Let love love you. Love loving you is different than people loving you. We want the love of people, the influence, the feeling, the admiration, the accolade. Their eyes are on us. They're following us. They're looking at my legs, my tits, my face, or whatever. You see, there's a different motivation. There's a different commandment, there's a different operating system. A different operating system. Well, how many operating systems operate on you, my friend, on your laptop computer? A lot of people used to think just DOS was the operating system. Are you that old? No, to even know what that is? It was no graphic user interface. DOS, operating system. So I learned. I was fortunate when IBM introduced its IBM PC with the 8088 chip. Here's the chip of my original IBM PC 8088 chip that has the fantastic, unbelievable, unimaginable power, processing at 8 bits, think I read recently, about 300,000 instructions per second. About 300,000 instructions per second. And now my little phone, my phone I'm recording on, billions. Not just hundreds of thousands, not just millions, billions. Grow up. Haven't we learned anything? Will you no longer be legioned by religion? And its legion of variations. Will you love me? In your mirror, will you have the consciousness of who, what, where? You. Who are you? What are you? Where are you? What do you have to do no more for another person? Whose authority will you no more wear and submit yourself to be under? The authority of a man? A king? A God? You say you can't do what God did, God's done, you're not God? What if that's the wrong comparison to compare yourself to? What if God didn't create this world? What if God is not who you think God is? Are you willing to find out? You see, the kingdom is within you. The kingdom of what? Life, love, and joy. But what about the unlimited infinite? You see, where are you going this day? What are you willing to see? You standing on the North Pole, looking out into outer space, not even needing a coat because you're not subject to the cold? What are you willing to see? Your new life begins in your mind. But what is your mind? Or is your mind a mechanical device? When we speak of the creativity of the mind, are we really talking about the creativity of the consciousness? The consciousness that you can create, that you can think, that you can use your thinker. What are you seeing? A different story. What will you conceive this day and grow into? Or are you just going to be limited to what other people have designed you as? That your flesh, that that's a cosmos, that there's a great separation, and you can't fly. I really like this one. Or is all consciousness, did you hear me? Is all consciousness within you? The consciousness of Peter, James, Paul, Jesus. The people beside you. The people that lived long ago. What about the future? The past? What if you could go to the past? What if you can enter the future? What if time doesn't dictate to you anything? What if time doesn't operate like we think? The cosmos either. What are you willing to see, think, feel, become? Operate in the operating system of the cosmos, the quantum world, quantum existence, quantum love, where you're no longer afraid of atomic bombs, neutron bombs, a nuclear holocaust. You see, when you begin to create, something happens. Something forms. When you begin to create, new joy, new thoughts. When you begin to create a different environment for a new you, what will you feel? What will you begin to see? The unlimited you. Will you come step up front, please? Will you come to the head of the table? And sit right here with me. Sit right here with me. In fact, come, sit right here. Sit beside me while I make your enemies your footstool. And how will I do that? I will share with you my words, my energy, my consciousness. And one by one, you slay the giants of your promised land so that you can enter the holy place of your creativity. Just sit here and realize that if you sit beside me and enjoy, no longer separate your mind from mind, our consciousness, our spirit, our being, we soon become one. And it's not you and me. It's us. The plural in one body, one consciousness. And then, get this, you begin to realize all of a sudden, we come and talk like this, and lo and behold, you're not at my right hand, I'm at yours. And you're sitting here, and I'm sitting there. That's what leadership is. This is the leadership not of human love, not of conditional love, not of God love, not love that instills fear and talks about wrath and judgment and the apocalypse to come. No, this is unconditional love talking, unconditional love teaching. Love says, unconditional love says, I will never leave you or forsake you. Even if you make your bed in hell, I'm there because I am not separate from you. So what do you see behind your eyes now when you look into the mirror? No matter what you think of some of these pictures, are you no longer creating a force that condemns you, that keeps you separate, that keeps you in fear? Well, you see the many-membered one? Will you no longer be looking for what you thought you were looking for? Will you change what you quest into? Will you see a different story? See, I like a lot of these because when I pray, when I ponder, when I take time to create. I'm creating me. Picture by picture. Tweaking the picture with my words that I instruct the little AI program with. I ponder surrenderedly, unhurriedly. I no longer pray. There is no external God to me that I must serve. And any godlike force that issues commands to me, I reject its authority of, because I have the authority me of, and I will no longer wear the cloth of your authority. I will no longer submit to making bricks without straw. I am no longer in your slave labor camps on your assembly lines, hoping to have a paycheck from a rich man. And I invite you to create the consciousness of the original you. The original you. Before this planet existed. Because we were the consciousness of one. We were all connected. We were all connected. We were all connected. Did you hear? Did you catch that? We were all connected, not to be separate. Well, what were we connected with? And how? For what purpose? I'm not the purpose-driven mind of yours any longer, nor in your purpose-driven churches. Trying to keep people in a pew, worshiping God, doing the same thing day after day, year after year after year after year, reading their Bible, going to study fellowships, filling out little forms. You're not in the third grade anymore. You're not in college either. Or are you in the cosmos, no longer afraid of it? Will you be no longer afraid of cosmic travel? Travel out of the body. Travel with the body in outer space. Will you no longer be a fool? Will you no longer be a child? Will you grow up? Will you be in the school of you? The school of the outer limits? No, the school where there is no limits. Where you enter the vast consciousness of you, where you begin to ponder your creativity and release it. And begin to release the words of unconditional love as an operating system that you no longer reject. One of my favorite pictures. I show it often as I record. Growing the wings of you day by day. The wings of you to do new things, new people. To create pictures, create words and phrases, create mental images that deny your mental deities any authority over you, so that you see these guys no longer rule your life, either one of them. but you're able to glean because you're willing to operate in the wisdom that is not afraid, to use, to see, to avail yourself to the wisdom of man. I call it revealed knowledge. You begin to understand how neurons work, what atoms do, what the strong force, weak force. Who in the world will teach you all of that? You will, if you let you. Because you see, there is a school inside of you. How can it be a school inside of me? Because you're connected to what? All there is. You think behind your eyeballs is just a bunch of gray matter? How do you think the quantum world works? How do you think the spirit operates? The spirit, the mind, the consciousness, not the mechanical mind, not the monkey mind, not the programmable mind by other people's words, but where love lives, the unconditional kind, where kindness originates, graciousness and hospitality, pardon, among the cosmos. Zacchaeus, come on down out of that tree. Let's go have a scone and coffee. A chocolate chip cookie, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe we'll open a can of soup. Have some saltines. Didn't I mention that yesterday? Okay, time to cut the heater down. I love you, and my name is TheodoreCottingham.com. And I teach like this. And I have a school, the School of You. No, you have a school of you. You have the University of the Cosmos inside of you. Now you have something unlimited within you. The unlimited infinite of conscious skill, not again limiting you to a workforce for somebody else. How do you think those planets got up there? Where do you think up there is, or down there? The center of the earth. Drilling for oil. Dinosaurs. Carbon dating. Radioactive elements. Who put this world together, and what makes you act as though you think you know? Or did you just select some other people's words that were in your culture? They preached in your tongue. They divided and conquered, held out a carrot and stick, created a narrative. A lot of people don't want to hear this story. They don't want to understand the strings of religion. Religion simply keeps you in the pew, no matter what names you're using for it. But I bring another God, not. I bring you the school within you to your consciousness, where you can learn to begin to ponder instead of pray. You can begin to learn the Creator and the creation methods of the Creator and surrender to love each other and imbue the power of unconditional love on you and each other in your words, what you see, what you feel, what you speak with, what you do each day. Okay, I love you. I go now. My name is Theodore Cottingham, responsible for this message and all of these messages on my channel. I have over 2,000 of them. And you can see my path, the Meonics path. It's not glory to glory. To understand who you are, you pay a great price. To live in love, you grow a great garden. And you enjoy the fruit of your life with the dew of your youth. I love you all. This has been a miracle hour, not or. Are you willing to bend the light rays no more that make you up angular momentum with? Or will you change your neurons or protons, electrons, neutrons, or all that you spin on? Will you no longer be in the field of forces other? Will you come out? Will you enter in? Will you come out of where you've been? Will you enter the holy place, the mind, the spirit, the consciousness, and create the creator again of the living you so that you defeat death, so that you never die? You never give up your knowledge, your experience. You never crawl in the casket so willingly. We are coming out, and we are many, millions, who come out of the pew, off of the floor, no longer relegated to religion's theories, no longer devout, espousing the Nicene Creed or some Christian faith trying to please a God. Create you again, O Creator. Create you again, O Creator, please. You, the creation who creates the Creator, who creates creation, who creates the Creator, where creation is magnificent, magnanimous, to be explored, developed, enjoyed, peaceful. And the brutalizers roam free no more in your mind, your consciousness. And you no longer collude with them to have their degrees, to preach their prophecies of apocalypse and all the shame-mongering theories. You're no longer gaslighting each other or yourself. You're no longer the narcissist. You understand a different operating system of love that is unconditional. Unconditional love begins at home, between your ears, for you, the Creator, to create you again. Oh, Lord, not again, over you. There's no lords to be worshipped in my house. Of prayer or pondering or creation. Will you create me? Will you love me? Will you be the one beside me no more, bowing down before me? Will you sit beside me? Let me teach you, not my faith, but my face, my words, my energy, my consciousness to become one, where you sit in my chair, and I'm no longer separate. I am you. Not afraid of you. I connect the consciousness of one, the consciousnesses of one that now are not afraid of each other. I connect them. Women, men, boys and girls, all over the earth. This message connects them. And them become us. And they are no more separate from we are one. You see, light loves. Not the photons and neurons of other platonic devices, but those who create me are me. A force, a source. You come into the creation no longer to be separate. You no longer limit yourself from your creative power that lives within you. The consciousness of the Creator is released in you this day to create you again in a new life. No longer trying to obey your source, your God. Come into a new world. Heal your land. Can you imagine walking on the battlefield amidst all their guns, tanks, bombs, and drones, and forces, and noise, and threats, and stopping it all? And all of a sudden the guns don't work. The bombs don't go off. And everybody's looking at everybody. Neo. This is not about serving God. This is about you all becoming the one. The one that I am talking about. The one. Girls too. You girls first. There are no misogynists in my world. My heaven. My consciousness that I'm creating with. My world, your school of you. What am I creating? A curiosity that fails not again to open the door to the holy place, your consciousness, to create with love that's unconditional for you and each other. So you're no longer drawing the demarcations of who is acceptable in the eyes of your faith. It all changes ever so quickly. The twinkling of an eye. I love you, and my name is Theodore Cottingham. My website now is theodorcottingham.com. I still have the WordPress website at the moment of meonics.me. Well, there's over 2,000 posts on there, many recordings, much wisdom that can be gleaned from. But I'm on Substack now, and I invite you to subscribe. I invite you to become a member of my school. Becoming a member to create your school. To remember that there's no power over you. No philosophy. No authority that can keep you from knowing you if you are willing to come into the holy place of your spirit. The command center of your spirit, your consciousness. The real you that survives your flesh. It's not dependent on it, whether you're in it or not. The real you is not limited to this faith this face that you operate with this day in this molecular world. I'm asking you, inviting you, requesting your presence in creation land in front of the King, to come meet the King, no longer bowing before it, but sitting beside it as an equal. Let this mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus, who thought it not robbery to be equal with God. Whatever your metaphor, whatever your narrative, I'm asking you to come and see the love of one and create it and be your creator again for a new life that you enjoy, so that now you have a reason for living that you've never had before. You have a reason to live. You have a reason to create. Not just to see your power, but to enliven, to energize the resources of you, not just molecular, but your love in action, to create a community of love, joy, and peace around no other. Create love and be the lover, the infinite within. Released, no longer tormented by the words of man that keep us in diapers. I love you. Thank you for sharing this time. You see, as we share these times, there's a consciousness that comes about, a consciousness that is being created. So that the light of the world no more dims your cosmic race that you really are of. Your angelic nature, the nature of the source of the source, begins to be seen, felt, and told, and come out. Come out and be seen in how you create pictures and what you speak of, what you do, what you see, what you no longer kneel before, what you no longer serve, because you come out of the box, you come out of the waves of man, the electromagnetic spheres of folly. Be the real you, my friend. Love, love. See that it gives you a power, grace, a mind, consciousness, spirit, for you to operate in like manner of everybody else, not again. Be the original you. I love you. TheodoreCottingham.com. Subscribe. Share these words. Outline them. This is a school of your creativity for you to be the creator of you as you learn how to flow, not the philosophy, nor the power of any principality over you and your life again, but your own. Be the original. Thank you. TheodoreCottingham.com. Good day.